Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakatash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world only calls Jesus Christ. Rakatash to the Holy Spirit and the Pillar of Hebrew. Give our honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, the elder prophets who do well in the Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word. Lord, and they can continue to endure and be sincere. And the mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word, Lord, willing the same spirit, that they can endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Aquatim that are believers of His word. Lord, willing you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord, willing the Most High have mercy on the brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Let's just get right into it.
But I don't want to start any chaos. But I know what's about to happen next. I've been preparing for it for the past 6 years. You know, people see me come and go, but they don't know where I come and where I go. What I do know is when I read the Bible, it does not lie to me. It says in the last days, leave the cities, go back out to the rural lands in the country, learn how to make your own food, because if you're attached to this system, they're going to own you. What's this country going to do when money doesn't work anymore? Because money is almost over. Then that means there has to be another system of barter and trade. Chips are coming. Microchips are coming.
What do you think is like when you say that's coming? What do you feel?
I feel like this country is going to find out it was never a country at all. It was always a plan for another plan.
Again, when she said, they're getting ready for another plan. Another plan. That was a fire key part. But it's brothers and sisters that's in the so-called truth that can't even get this. But you have simple old Jaguar Wright, where she still got to get some cleaning in herself, because knowing the Motb, hockey is not the end all be all, right? Because we all want to call on the Lord, 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 but we don't want to do what He commands us to do. And our faith will have us move away different. You know, she'll be more cleaving to the breakdowns. But who is she watching? Because the main people I know that's bringing out the Motb is Great Millstone and the affiliates. And she even, an old video, I think like 3 weeks ago, she shouted out the Hebrew Israelites and was talking about the Motb. Who's speaking about that all the time? Sakari not even talking about it all the time. So it had to be Great Millstone, right? So let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, of his evil schemes, right? And truly the elect, that's on their program to watch their enemies, man. You know, our enemies is swift. They're swift, you know. 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober and vigilant, because your adversaries, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Look at Job, right? The devil goes to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. And it's all by Yahweh to go do that, right? Job was elected to go through that, you know. David was elected to go through what he went through with Saul. Daniel was elected to go in the lion's den, right? And he did it twice, you know, one time with Nebuchadnezzar, another time with Doris, right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is amazing, amazing. All things, especially when we look at the angels on the left hand side and the right hand side, they all obey him, They're all in order. The Lord wants us to, let me read in the NLT. Stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. So stay alert. This is why Pastor Tahar always say, make sure you always updated on the MOTB, always watching, right? And I got one eye, two eyes open as much as I can. Or, the Lord has one of my brothers, they're watching and they'll send videos too. Revelations 13, starting at 16, it says, He calls up all, both small and great. This beast, under Esau, the elite, right? However their level is going to be, He calls up all, both small and great, rich and poor. This is not just one person. This is a selective of a summit or a union. The wicked are in unity. They're in oneness, right? So they're causing both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, niggas that's not in jail, niggas that is in jail, to receive a mark on their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. You ain't gonna be able to buy or sell unless you have this mark, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, which is 666, right? So you won't be. She just said it. If back then people was using gold and silver, like time and time ago, Esau, when he was trying to establish his new kingdom, he wanted to use paper. They have the power on this side to change uh, the money flow. Where do they want to go now? What do they want to use? But they want to have total control. And this mark, let's see if I can see it this way. No, they said a mark. They got certain things on here. I see a stamp, an imprint, a symbol, a device, a badge, a brand, a trademark, a token. So, okay, let's click this. Go here. Go down to the word mark,
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
right? Karagma, right? It says a stamp, an imprint, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. As many of them is really just going into being a anti-Hamashiach. You're an enemy. You're against Hamashiach Yahushai. The top person against Hamashiach Yahushai is Esau and the two-thirds of our nation, starting with the false prophets, right? It says the mark branded on horses. We can go look up certain things where you see animals uh, being branded and marked, right? It says things carved, sculptures, graven work of idolatrous images. People might, oh, brother, you always bring this out. So you watch other videos in the scriptures that's already being brought out. But Yahweh Shai is not coming back until his word is preached throughout the earth. And we ain't got to travel left, right, trick, scripture unless you're moved to do it. But you can use the unicorn and it spreads like wildfire. We have to continue teaching until all is fulfilled. But better note, the minute the Lord is not going to stop teaching every word out of the scriptures, right? History, parables, dark sayings, prophecies is going to always be on their mind, right? And if it's not on their mind, the Lord is going to bring it to their mind. Is going to bring it to their attention. The Lord called us for duty. You know, it could be a time where you trying to do a lesson here, and then you get done, or you didn't do your lesson yet, and then you might be watching a video, and a brother is getting on some news like, "Yo, warning, guys, da 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 da," da," and you might be inspired, and you might screen record what they saying, and you might do a lesson on it, right? Mark, graven, going down to the Strong's definition, charagma, a scratch, itching, stamp as a badge of servitude. This charagma is going to be a mark of servitude to the anti-Hamashiach, right? The Antichrist really is going to be a badge of servitude to Esau, man. You know, to the ones that the world was given to, because the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. You're going to be a supreme servant. It's basically like you're saying Esau is your God, a sculpture, figure, statue, graven, or mark. You know, let's go to Revelations 14, verse 9 and 10. Some people think that this already happened. I don't remember, you know. Verse 9 it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture, clogging into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Right? Total destruction that's going to happen to America, but this chip is going to be pushed four corners of the earth. You know, the main two places that's going to get destroyed is Israel, which is going to get rebuilt, and America, which is not going to be rebuilt. And little here, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that go against the Lord, you definitely get popped, right? But talking about the children of Israel, you know, judgment first is happening at the house of Israel, right? So no children of Israel should be taking the Motb, but really the elect is not taking it. They're gonna either die for not taking it, and then you're gonna have some that's gonna be off the grid and hidden. You know, the Lord got some things that's about to take place, and you have a celebrity over here speaking on this, man. You know, this is why everything else we think about outside of Yahweh Hashem is vanity. You know, it's a waste of time. And if you're not putting the effort in to being connected to this truth, you're out of shit luck. Now, for the women, if you, Lord willing, you have a head before all this come, that's your connection. That is your full connection, you know, spiritually, mentally, and physically. When all hell break loose, yo, the Lord is going to be putting it on the women's mind, and they're going to be looking for the men of the Lord. Whoever you are, sister, if you're not guided to be under him, you're assed out because it's going to be real in that day. You know, it doesn't matter if, like, the one brother at work, he's like, this brother said, man, no, I think I had asked the one captain. I said, I said, what if you got separated? He said, hey, that's all the Lord, because the Lord will, everybody will have different plans, you know, but it's gonna be scary for the women, you know, because you're women, you know. How are you gonna be able to fight against an enemy if he see you? You know, this is why Isaiah 4 and 1, a lot of those independent think that they can do it on their own. They're going to be looking for the men of the Lord because there's going to only be few men left, few righteous men left, right? And they're going to be scared shitless. Second Ezra chapter 16 is a scary visual. It even says a man is going to be trying to look for another man in that day, or they're going to try to flee to another city and won't be able to. how much more is a woman, especially a woman that's not in the truth? Your woman, some women, men is getting drafted to go to war, or they're already part of the army. She gonna be asked out. It's gonna be young daughters that's right and ready, and the spirit gonna hit them, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, I'm a virgin. I have no husband." They're gonna be scared. It's gonna be scary freaking hour when this time comes. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai got his elect, starting with the men. The men, the men is the safe haven. You know, Lord willing, we are of that number, right? Uh, there was something she said, but I'm about to get a side preset because she said they're coming up with a plan and a plan, but it's really Yahweh Shema Shai's plan. This is all prophecy. I'm gonna read Isaiah 43 in the NLT, starting at verse. I'll start at 16. It says, "I am the Lord Yahweh, who opened a way through the waters, making a dry path through the sea. I called forth the mighty army of Egypt with all its chariots and horses. I drew them beneath the waves, and and they drowned. Their lives snuffed out like a smoldering candle wick. But forget all that. It is nothing compared to what I am going to do. For I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a path through the wilderness, and I will create rivers in the dry wasteland." Right? And even with this going into what it's going into, just hearing that the Lord is the power of this story we're living. He already know who his elect is. They're already getting it. You know, the elect is gonna suffer, but the elect is gonna endure. Let alone before this truth, it was certain things, certain obstacles in your life. Just heard a brother doing a lesson on it. That was to prepare you for this truth and things further on. A lot of us got experience being poor, being lowly, in the world, being humble, not prideful, seeing people that's prideful, people not liking you, thinking you're weird, and all these other. We have those either being a black sheep. That's even more motivation to let you know when this time comes, you're going to get through this because you were the black sheep when everything felt comfortable, right? But that's the new thing the Lord has done. But you need to beg Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to continue to have mercy on you, right? Because it might be a moment where it could be a gun, it could be terrain, and the Lord not just moving right away. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be even scary for women, you know. That woman, the lady in the Maccabee, she had to watch seven. She didn't know she was going to die in the end, but she had to watch seven of her kids by herself. Where the man at? You don't know what could have happened to that woman. She could have got touched, raped, and all of that. But she had to sit there and watch her kids get killed. And then at the end, she got killed. You know, a lot of us have to understand those things. It's going to get extremely real. And if the woman is not building herself with manly courage, it's a lot of women that's acting. It's a lot of men that's acting. Think, oh yeah, I can. Oh men, but they're acting. When you get on a roller coaster, you know before you get in, man, I can ride that, I could do that. Then you get in, your heart starts, your flesh is different. We're all gonna have nervous, scared moments, but who's gonna endure? This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword stroke." Right? This is not our fucking rest. This place been polluting us. Now with the MOTB, you're so polluted, you're gonna be destroyed. That MOTB is to bait in the 2/3. That's why I go outside. Look at society. That's why I'm happy I'm a man. Because I'm observing when I see demons and how you women can't. You women shouldn't even be outside when those streets light come on. You're not a teacher. You're a teacher when it comes to them children, single women. Most women not even teaching single women. You don't really, the Lord didn't put it on you because it's really right now, this is the time for the men. You don't got the Lord didn't put it on you to master teaching all these precepts. Oh, or what if a person asks you a question about this breakdown and this breakdown? You only got two precepts. It's better that you just shut your mouth, right? This is about the Lord building up the men and women being in the shadow of the men of the Lord and learning under the feet of the men of the Lord. This is not our rest. And the men of the Lord is giving the main example. The men of the Lord, they really all they got to do is live for the Lord. Teach. I'm gonna get that side precept. Just wait for me. Um, Lord willing, this is it. Space time. Salaki. Yeah, it's on my head. It's in my head. Salaki family. Salaki. If it comes back, if it comes back. If it don't, it don't. If it come back later, then I'll probably um just do a side lesson and add it in. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 in verse 4. It says, the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Let's read that again. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city. Go to the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right? And really, who's the ones that's really crying? The men of the Lord. They're going on the mountaintop. Those the ones is the watchmen. Hey, look here, this is coming. Those are the ones that's crying. But then you even have other men and women that's praying to the Lord, because the righteous is crying to the Lord. They're begging the Lord, don't let our enemies triumph over us. Please protect us. Right? The Lord is hearing those cries. Right? I just want to get this word marked because we just heard it in Revelations. Let's get this quick because she said it's a plane in a plane. The plan is that the Lord is about to come and take the dominion from these mother suckers, man. Daniel 2 and 21, the Lord set up kings and removed kings. It's about the time of the removal of this king, and America is going to be destroyed, right? She's talking about going to a high mountain. I see she was reading Matthew, but you can do that in this city. You can do this in this town, but going to a high mountain is not going to save you when the nukes drop. That's a moment in a time. Jacob trouble, you can be walking, moving, running. You're not gonna have time to be driving. Like literally, you're gonna be sliding into houses, going to different places. But when those nukes drop, America gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be hoping for that special, strange deliverance by the Lord's vehicles, the chariots, right? So this is the mark.
Strong's H 8420. Tav. Tav.
12, 12, right? It says desired mark. This is what it really, this is the point right here. Mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. You know exemption, where you don't get taxed. Well, this exemption is where you don't get touched by the judgment the Lord is going to put in America, in this world, right? Nah, this is a spiritual mark. Literally, the if you really look at it, the elect already have it because the elect is going to be sealed. Revelations, the seventh chapter, right? This this same mark is not the same. This same MARK is not the same as Revelation, the 13th chapter. You know, you want to have a desire to get this mark. You know, the elect is going to be sealed, right? Let's just get that, and then I'm gonna close. Revelation, the seventh chapter. Better yet, let's go to my other Bible app and let's look at this. Watch. Look how it said at the top. Let's see. Nope. In the GNT, what it says. See, it says the 144,000 people of Israel, right? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try to read them in both or all three. Revelation chapter 7, verse 1, the Good News Translation. The 144,000 people of Israel. After this, I saw four angels standing at the four corners of the earth, holding back the four winds. The winds is the destruction, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. That was wind, right? So that no wind should blow on the earth or the sea or against any tree. And I saw another angel coming up from the east who could seal the living God. And he called out in a loud voice to the four angels to whom God had given the power to damage the earth and the sea, which is the nukes, right? Everything is in the hands of Yahweh Shai. You know, you got to know that the left hand side, Satan, devil, you know, the spiritual aspect is he's the prince of this earth, let alone the physical attribute, which is really Esau. The left hand side is orchestrating this MOTB. The left hand side is the one that help the humans in this flesh create these nukes, these missiles, these things that can destroy worlds. Right? That is the win. When you go to Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, don't listen to what these niggas are saying. That is not going into what we in the kingdom. That evil thought that the Russians, the bear is gonna have, may God, right? Is those nukes pressing that button, destruction on these bitch ass mother suckers. So lucky for my language. Verse 3 it says, the angel said, do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees until we mark the servants of our power with the seal on their forehead. The servants is the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the true teachers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And I was told that the number of those who were marked with God sealed on their forehead was 144,000. That was the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? And literally, that MARK is the Tav or Twav in Ezekiel 9 and 4, right? And literally, right now, the men of the Lord have his name on their head right now, written, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They were from the 12 tribes of Israel. 12,000 from each tribe: Judah, Reuben, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin, right? The 12 tribes of Israel. People get so confused. Joseph is the is Ephraim, right? Ephraim is Joseph, right? Because Joseph is Joseph would be Puerto Rican, right? Ephraim takes for Joseph. You see Manasseh still there. Now Dan was mixed into the tribes, right? But let's continue on to the point. It's still 12 tribes, right? People want to choose to pick arguments here and there, but you don't even understand uh, uh, who's the Lord's people, right? So now you got the enormous crowd. This enormous crowd. We go back to Second Ezra 13th chapter. That's that great multitude. Let alone Second Ezra chapter 2, right? Verse 9 it says, "After this I looked, and there was an enormous crowd, no one could count all the people. They were from every race, tribe, nation, and language. They stood in front of the throne of the Lamb and dressed in white robes, holding palms and branches in their hands." Right? When you go to Daniel, the 12th chapter, the last verse, but it's getting in there. You go to Daniel, the 12th chapter, verse 10, what it says. It says, "Many shall be purified and made white and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." All these nations outside of the ones that's going to be destroyed in America and Israel, all the other nations are going into slavery. They're going to go into their rightful position. They're not in white robes, right? The righteous are in white robes. But who are the righteous? Those are the elect, starting with the 12, 144,000 on down all the way to the women and the children. Those are the ones that are purified and made white and tried on this side, starting with the elect men. But the wicked, which is starting with, because judgment started in the house of Israel, the wicked is the 2/3. Then you got Esau and the other nations. They will not get it. And they're not going to be on white robes on this side with this deliverance, with this strange salvation, right? They're going to come back in the kingdom as babes with new bodies, with a new heart and cleanse, right? So when it says they were from every race, this just made it clear. We can go into KJV, go into NLT, but y'all have so many hearts. So without y'all being so confused, this is even in a plain English. They were from every race, tribe, and nation and language, because Israel was scattered four corners of the earth. And this is the last verse. Lord willing, James chapter 1, verse 1. James was teaching and he was bringing forth this word to who? James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Right? Reading the NLT, it says, "This letter is from James, a slave of God, and from the Lord Yahushua Mashiach. I am writing to the 12 tribes. Uh, Jews, Jewish believers scattered abroad, greetings." Basically, the 12 tribes and the Jew believers, right? But to sum it all up, KJV made it play. Because to sum up the 12 tribes, you have the Jews, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the rest of the tribes. Salaki is the northern kingdom, right? So the whole 12 tribes is scattered in every race, right? In different tribes, in different nations, and literally, if we in different languages. And when you look at the 12 tribes now in this modern time, the 12 tribes are like 12 nations, right? Yeah, they're like 12 nations. I don't think, do I got the picture right here, right? You got Negroes, African Americans, West Indians, which is Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, uh, 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 Panama, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indians, Somalian Indians, Chowyans, or Argentinians, Colombians, and Mexicans. Salaki on pronouncing some of the names, but you see it. These are like 12 nations on this side because we lost our name. Second Ezra chapter 2. But with that, I don't want to hold you too long to my rant. So again, how much more us in the time we're living?
Start any chaos. But I know what's about to happen next. I've been preparing for it for the past 6 years. You know, people see me come and go, but they don't know where I come and where I go. What I do know is when I read the Bible, it does not lie to me. It says in the last days, leave the cities, go back out to the rural lands in the country. Learn how to make your own food, because if you're attached to this system, they're gonna own you. What's this country gonna do when money doesn't work anymore? Because money is almost over. Then that means there has to be another system of barter and trade. Chips are coming, microchips are coming.
What do you think is like when you say that's coming? What do you feel?
I feel like this country is going to find out it was never a country at all. It was always a plan for another plan.